We have gathered together in celebration, not of roads, but of new epoch. While we rejoice at what we have been able to accomplish in the last 2 years in the area of road infrastructure projects and the opportunities that have been created, a real accomplishment should be seen in terms of the hopes that have been restored, dreams we have revived, and the collective stories we have curated for our children and children's children. This city has traditionally been for the bravest and the modest efforts of the last 2 years will forever be etched in our history books and passed on from one generation to the next to remind the children of tomorrow that giving up is alien to our character. I would like to specially appreciate the business owners, landlords, and the residents for their patience and the massive support they gave the engineering team while they worked on the different stretches of roads within this corridor. Thank you for your understanding and commitment to the timely delivery of the projects. Thank you. I have to acknowledge that you were very effective in your role as stakeholders, and we do not take that for granted. As always, the state government will continue to carry you along in the execution of development projects. Because for us, beyond just the successful execution of projects, post-delivery maintenance support is actually an integral part of our infrastructural restoration protocol, and this process has to be managed by the primary beneficiaries, and that is you. I expect you to take more than a passing interest in seeing that the roads are not vandalized through commercial activities or neglect. These are your roads, paid for by your taxes, and the resources that belong to all of us. In that regard, we all have a solemn duty to be at the forefront of removing and preventing whatever presents a threat to the service life of the roads. We must all commit to keeping the environment clean and ensuring that the drainages are not blocked by waste and foreign objects. These road projects are all the more significant because they were executed in line with our long-standing promise to deploy the resources of the land to develop our parts of the state, repair broken infrastructure, and reposition our communities to take advantage of the opportunities of the new world. Our grand vision is to make Abia a model state, and as a first step in that regard is to build a system of financial prudence, putting resources to investment that yield the best outcomes for the present and future generations. I'm glad that across the state today, especially within and around the university, significant proof exists that we are doing just that. Over the next few years, Abia will not just attract people from all over the world because of the glory of the past. This city will pull investors from within and outside Nigeria because of the unique advantages it offers. As I said recently, Abia has a distinct edge that rival cities in the region can only dream of. In addition to a large population of skilled and resourceful workforce, this city enjoys the unique advantage of sharing boundaries with major oil towns in Nigeria and nearness to functional seaports to access foreign markets and receive stocks of imported raw materials and reduce logistic costs. Beyond the traditional practice of coming to the city to find employment or set up businesses, people will henceforth come to Abia to establish firms that will serve global markets in technology, remote services, and much more. This vision will be facilitated by the gains that have been made in building an independent energy supply system and the robust investments we are making in broadband support infrastructure. These new streams of investments and progress arising therefrom will see enterprises in this city go beyond the restrictions of the brick and mortar business model to more time relevant hybrid platforms, combining regular office spaces with a stable presence in the digital ecosystem. In the new Abia, all you would need to prosper and reach your goal is to have the courage to wake up each morning and chase your dreams. Here, there shall be no limit to what you can achieve, because the force of nature and the government will be with you. As I conclude, let me remind us that actualizing our grand vision for Abia and Abia in general will require your continuous support and partnerships through prompt and regular payment of your taxes and other statutory fees. You are also encouraged to continue to cooperate with law enforcement agents to keep our communities safe. Above all, I invite you to renew your commitment to making this city the best place to live, work, and achieve whatever you aspire to be. Lastly, let me thank the management team and members of the Greater Abia Development Authority (GADA) for their commitment to timely project execution and strong guarantee of quality. May I also congratulate the newly appointed chairman and members of the GADA board on their new assignment. We expect them to bring the extensive wealth of technical and managerial experiences to bear in the discharge of their duties. I'm happy with the immense strides GADA has made in the last 18 months of operations, and we expect things to get even better in the years ahead. GADA, as we envision it, will not just spearhead the development and expansion of modern infrastructure within the Abia urban and suburban corridors. It will play critical roles in shaping what becomes the social and cultural character of the city in the new age. Abia, as I had argued elsewhere, is unlike any other regular urban settlement. It is the heartbeat of a people, and GADA will pump in the oxygen to keep the system in constant motion. In the same vein, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, commendations are also due to the management team of the State Ministry of Works for their diligence and competence in managing our road infrastructure assets in different parts of the state. The giant strides that have been made in the restoration of network of roads across the state is largely due to the competence, dedication, and commitment of our people at the Ministry of Works. I want to specially thank the Honorable Commissioner and everyone who is involved in the design, execution, and supervision of our road projects, whether they are awarded to independent contractors or done through direct labor, like many of the roads we have just commissioned. Let me thank the technical teams in the various ministries, departments, and agencies for justifying our confidence in them by the quality of their outputs when we put them in charge of direct labor jobs or ask them to supervise roads awarded to independent contractors, engineers, architects, quantity surveyors, and other body of professionals working for the state government have become central to our infrastructure development agenda. And I'm proud to announce that because of their industry and high sense of professionalism, the state has been able to take on many important projects and deliver them in good time and at reasonable cost, because they share in our commitment of putting the development of Abia above personal interests. These professionals embody the spirit of the new Abia, and we cannot thank them enough for their services and hunger to contribute their skills and experience to the development of our dear state. Let me, at this point, thank the management and staff of St. Joseph's College and the primary and nursery school management for how they have received us and treated us to lavish entertainment. I listened to the speech of the secretary, Catholic secretary, and I want to commit that because we have set our foot on this ground, I understand you have a challenge with water. As soon as we leave here, the Honorable Commissioner for Power and Public Utilities will be instructed, and he will visit here in the next 48 hours to resolve your water problem. Beyond that, we will also want to partner with you to see where we can support you to continue to give the quality of education that Abia State envisions from its public schools. We want the public schools to coexist with the private schools, and we want the quality to be the same quality. We want our children to come out better than all of us. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me thank you once again for being part of this event this evening. Thank you for participating in commissioning, and as you leave, my prayer is that God will take you back to your destination safely. God bless you.